So why can't HCMC stock gain 1000% today, or indeed any other day? Is it because it's not a tech stock, not a digital stock or a digital company, not a biotech stock? Is it because of the huge float? Well, as it concerns being a tech or digital stock or biotech one, I would say it is not much of a factor, because every stock has its day, and for every stock there's money to be made. And indeed, any stock can skyrocket to, that has the potential to reach the moon. Yes, indeed. As concerns the huge float, it is not much of a factor. It's not a complete factor. It's not a total. It's not like that's it. Because of that, that's it. Forget about it. It's because of the huge float. No. He also has a tiny price, which will negate the burden of moving all those shares. Yes, if he has a huge float, then he also has this price that will enable you pack up millions and move. So it's more of a supply availability. HCMC shares seems to be available, not as scarce as such. We saw one particular stock yesterday, the 22nd of October, PHUN stock. It ran up over 1,000% in one session. For the week, it was 1,345. So much of what may have transpired there may be a relative scarcity in the shares, but HCMC doesn't have a scarcity issue. The shares seem to be relatively available, so it is a factor. People can buy. It's not limiting. The demand can always be met. So amongst other things, that is why it is just moving in just one narrow range. So is it that HCMC stock does not have that type of interest from retail investors? It is absolutely not the case. As we know, the reverse is the case. It has over 300,000 investors that are holding its shares. So a 1,000% gain will simply mean eliminating one of the zeros from the current price. Yes, a 1,000% gain will simply put the stock at $0.006, which will take it beyond its 52-week high, which will even take it beyond, I think, probably its 5-year high, way beyond. We're talking about somewhere close to 10-year highs, because it has never really traded up to 0.0007 or 6 in a very long time. So will a potential settlement or buyout be a catalyst? It should give the stock a huge boost. Yes, it should. If the current holders don't sell early, then some scarcity may begin to set in, and that can lead to a bigger move. Does it have the potential to gain 1,000% in one day, like PHUN stock? Sure, it easily does. Provide. It can easily get there, depending on this buying and selling dynamics. On that particular day, that's the demand or the catalyst or whatever it is that is going to come out. So if people are selling a lot, then there might be an availability, and that may not be enough. May not be enough to support the move up. So I know a lot of investors who are in the stock right now are holding the stock. They're not selling, but there's a huge volume out there that is easily available. So that is preventing it from moving up. So it's not just absolutely the fact that it's not really about the float itself. Yes, if the float is a factor, absolutely, yes, it is a factor. But at the same time, the float can be there, but it's also not there. It could be in your portfolio. You're not selling. So when you're doing that, yes, there is the size of that float is negated when more and more a bigger percentage are not selling, and then it becomes scarce. Unless there are other means that they are providing the shares, we don't exactly know. So, but all in all, we know that the stock closed that session of the 22nd of October at 0.0 $276, 276.3 million shares across the tape, which is below average. And we have the news. They have been able to remove all the news, I think, but you can still find the news on their website. Okay, right now it is coming out from the oversold territory, and it's strongly bullish, or rather the momentum is improving based on its 14 period slow stochastic oscillator over the last 52, based on the daily chart. And the strength is also slightly weakening. It appears to be consolidating within a longer term uptrend. The average directional index is below 20, indicating that the shares have traded sideways recently. However, the 200-day moving average is still sloping bullishly upwards. It's also lagging the S&P 500. Momentum is improving. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors begin to purchase the shares of HCMC. So the volume for that session was lighter than usual, trading 200 and something million shares versus an average of 4.046 billion shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term selling pressure is giving way to near term accumulation by traders. So, well, another way that the stock can increase by 1000% is a painful way, which is a reverse split. So we're not going to talk about that, and that's quite painful. And if you have a small float, a small position like we do, then it can probably affect you adversely. But removing 1 0 will probably ensure that probably how many shares will be eliminated. I've not done that maths. Yeah, I've not done that maths, but for them to do that, that will probably mean, let me see, that's multiplying the market cap by 10, so that will be 1.8 billion. That will be also probably just removing a few shares, eliminating a few shares to bring the value to 1.83 billion. At some point it used to trade up at about 2 billion or thereabout, its market cap and all that. Okay, so that's your update for HCMC, and yes, indeed it has a potential to reach 1000%, but can it get there? It can, but just as I pointed out, one of the other ways, it looks easier, but it's a painful way, it's a painful direction. So I'm not going to tell you to buy HCMC stock or not. You decide whether you're going to buy it or not. But as things stand right now, people are also making money from the stock. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.